How's it going, folks? And it's your host, John.
And I'm Levi.
And welcome to Oh, for Heaven's Sake. Well, Levi, let me tell you, we have quite the episode today. So, folks, stick around because we're going to be going over farm life in the Midwest later in the episode. But, Levi.
Well, first, pop a top, grab a snack, and enjoy the show. Just like us.
Now, Levi, first thing I want to talk about while we're popping our tops here is the new stuff in the podcast room. Yep, we have acquired a couple new things in here. Big one being we do have a monitor over like in that section of the room, and it just connected to the camera while we're recording, so that way we can see if we're in focus. It just helps because it's like a 22-inch monitor versus like a little tiny 4-inch or less monitor on the camera itself.
Yeah.
And it also doubles to display the other thing that we finally have going again.
Our
server.
I'm excited, man.
It is actually running. It is on right now. We're doing a test to see if you can hear it while we're recording the episode. Fun fact, what's on my computer right now is the script, but it's loaded up on the server.
Yeah.
And the thing is, too, if we really wanted to, we could get Levi also having the script on the server. But then, too, as well, we're hoping to use it for maybe down the road hosting a game server.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool, especially maybe down the road we can bring in some of our fans be in that Minecraft server. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So we got the server a while back, actually, from this guy
basically
on, Marketplace.
Yeah, it was Facebook Marketplace. It was $100. I've only put like myself like probably like $80 into it.
We did buy a lot of Ethernet cords though.
Levi got like 50. So we do have a lot of Ethernet cords, but honestly, that helped us out because we exclusively use Ethernet in this room. Funny enough.
Yep.
No WANs here, all LANs. We have both our computers are connected with Ethernet. Server, obviously, our TV is. So, and any new thing that gets in here, because we don't know the Wi-Fi password.
Yeah,
so.
You know, it could be as simple as just asking my dad for the Wi-Fi password, but that's besides the point.
That is besides the point.
We're just
folks.
Not gonna do that.
It's just way easier when you can just, and it works.
And it's fast, obviously, you know.
Oh, yeah, a lot faster than that. But so yeah, I'm excited. Finally gonna get back into it. I did some stuff with it before. Like I got some stuff. It actually did just work.
Yeah.
Which I was surprised. I literally just plugged an Ethernet cable into it and I booted it up, watched all the config screens, just continued, and then it actually prompted me to change the password, which was good because I forgot the password. Yeah. So I'm so glad because I failed the password twice, and then I was like, this password's outdated. Update it.
Nice. I wonder if there's potentially a reason to why it works all of a sudden now, because like it's in a different building. Maybe this stronger Ethernet. I don't know how that works.
It does help a lot because boiling down to it, unlike yours, which was just on like a home router.
Yeah.
This is being routed down
to the professional system.
Well, too, as well. No, it's going straight to our switch.
Yep.
Which we're connected straight to.
Yep.
Which then is connected to a bigger switch in your guys' gym server room. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It just worked like remote connection. Didn't even have to change a setting because it was already like, it just says John's server as the connection. Hit OK. Boom. Just popped right up.
So what I'm thinking is that we say, if you guys want to be in the server, this Minecraft server down the road, if we can get that thing rolling, you know what? We might have to do a little promo thing. You gotta like the video, share, and subscribe, and then
honestly, just
you have to comment when you're done.
Because the thing is, if we get rolling on this Minecraft server, we'll start posting Minecraft content on.
Exactly.
Like screw it. I mean, that's the nice thing about this channel. We do everything. It's not just podcasts. Obviously, podcasts are the main focus, but we do it all.
Yeah, it's been a lot harder to get more like unique videos out just because of school, work, for both of us. And
some of those videos can take like 3 hours of just recording.
And it takes me 3 hours to edit sometimes. I mean, it depends what it is. A food review might take me an hour and a half, as where a vlog takes me 3-5 hours maybe. It depends on how long the vlog is, just because I have to slow down, really think about it, and maybe add some fun memes in there. Got to make sure the cuts are good, but that doesn't take as long. It's more so just like the fun, creative stuff inside.
Exactly.
Of the
Like
vlog.
we're doing hype videos right now in our visual class for football. And yeah, I already know it's already taken me probably about 4 hours. And you want to know what I've done? I've only picked the videos that I want to use, picked the song, and got some stuff in the timeline, but basically nothing.
The song is so important.
Yep.
I noticed, like, if it's not a good song, especially in like a vlog or something, you're not intrigued.
Oh,
it's not vibey.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
It is Feel Invincible by Skillet. If you don't know what that one is, after this. Oh, yep, you do. Okay, good. It's a good one, though. And yeah, so I'm excited. But speaking of Davies football, we are still dominating, Levi. 6-0.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Domination is the best way to explain it. However, against North, had a couple hiccups, I would say. At the beginning of the game, I would say, in my professional opinion, the refs were horrible. Specifically one ref, I would say. I'm not going to count all of them out. I think they weren't bad. I think it's mainly just our sideline ref in the first half. Not going to say his name, but let's just say he does football and basketball games pretty often, for Davies especially. And we've always had a lot of issues with him. And he like threw a flag on our coach in the first quarter. Like, Buddy was not dealing with any flack at all. And when it comes to later on in the game, this might have been still the second quarters. I believe at halftime, the sideline refs switched sides, and we were totally fine in the second half, and we dominated. But in the second quarter, towards the ending, one of our guys got shoved, and like a North guy threw a football at our guy, and there's no flag, and you can't just throw a football like after the play, just threw it at the guy.
Oh my God.
Which is unsportsmanlike conduct. And we were like, what was that? And this ref literally does this. He like shushed us off. He just completely ignored us.
That is wild.
I'm not even joking. That's like terrible. And yeah, so that was very frustrating. We were only up 13-7 at half, but we ended up winning. I believe, 44-7. We just dominated in the second half, and we woke up. And I think a part of that was because we had an injury.
Yep.
I think that kind of fueled everything. A guy in our team potentially broke his ankle. Ooh. Which took a long time. It was like up to 10 minutes where they were like talking to this guy that was like down, and they had to bring out it's kind of like it's like not a golf cart, but it kind of looks like that. In the front, there's like an extended back.
Oh yeah, they really did have to bring out.
And they had
cart.
like the air cast on them and everything for a little bit, and they had to ice his ankle, obviously, stuff like that. So that was pretty crazy. I'm gonna be curious to see like what the official results are for that.
Yeah, so bro literally could not get up.
No. So that took a long time, and I think after that everything started to click, and I think North got tired because when it comes to like bigger populations of like high school football, they typically end up winning, because there's just a lot more people on the team. You can swap in players a lot easier without having such a big talent drop. So we had a lot more players to be able to rotate through. And I think towards the end of the game, guys got tired on North side, frustrated maybe a little bit, and Davies started to dominate.
Well, hey, Malachi is, I think, up to, he's over 1,000 yards, I believe, after that game.
I think so, yep.
Yeah, he went crazy. I think he's up to like...
Putting up Heisman numbers.
I think he's almost 1,200 yards, which is wild.
Including receiving, I'd assume we're about there. Double-digit touchdowns. Very impressive senior campaign, of course.
I know.
Very, very excited for this week's game against the Packers. It's a home game. John and I are going to be announcing that. So Davies Live Network, make sure to check us out. And I'm very excited because this is a team that's a little bit gotten better over the years, I would say. West Fargo has. So it should be an interesting game, as games in the past this year for us have been kind of boring for us to announce because we got Legacy, Century. Those are a little closer. Mm-hmm. But then when it comes to Williston, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that was boring. It just was. I mean, we won 62-13.
We did some numbers, let's just say.
We padded the stats. But yeah, I'd say it's going to be fun to commentate, and make sure you check out the live stream because, we got our game predictions before the game. And, we have a lot of fun doing it. And it's entertaining to watch us because we're not as serious as certain other networks are.
Extremely serious.
We're extremely serious.
We're the serious people that you've ever seen.
But we like to, have some fun with it, and we're pretty creative, I'd say. So make sure to check us out and let us know how we do. But now, NDSU over UND. Thank God we got them back. 41-17, dominating victory at home. Last year we lost. Terrible blowout. Completely unexpected.
I know.
This year we came back and we dominated. Looking at some stats, Cam Miller got injured later on in the game. However, looks like if it were a dire situation, he could have came back in.
Yeah.
He just decided, or the team decided not to have him go back in because you don't want to risk further injury.
Never do.
Looked like an ankle sprain is my prediction on that. But nevertheless, in the game, he dominated 13 for 19, 168 and 2 touchdowns. And that was about 3/4 of play. Very, very efficient, impressive. Just slicing up the defense. Whenever we needed to throw the ball, first down. And every time UND scored, we answered essentially every single time. Honestly, Simon Rumfo, the UND quarterback, Tommy Schuster was a quarterback last year, was replaced by Rumfo this year because he transferred away. Rumfo, 18 for 23, 166 and 1 touchdown. Very efficient. Just struggled to push the ball down the field, I would say, is the main issue there. Bo Belquist has been an absolute dog for UND at receiver. 4 for 61, but he was coming off of back-to-back 100-plus yard games. So very impressive by him. Bryce Lance, 2 for 50 and a touchdown. Didn't really need the receivers much because the running game. A solid Shamar Brown, 83 and a touchdown. What a dog. It's my guy right there, man. I'm excited.
Really
I want to get him on the podcast eventually.
Yeah, we do have we want to get a couple NDSU players on here when we will eventually for you guys. So that way we have already had a couple people come on that have played football before. So check those out. Kyle Emanuel, one of the most, I think, underrated episodes that just literally didn't get the viewership that it deserved.
Just, under the radar completely.
So
but it was a very good one. It was a very good
one.
podcast.
But, buys and win. Love to see it. I think the only question I have is how do they fuel their win? They got the win. How do they fuel it?
It has to be Deke's Pizza. I mean, there's just no way around it. Deke's gets the job done. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you. Great food. And you know what? Very quick service, very, very smooth. You go in there, order the food, and we were out in maybe 5 minutes.
And, it was the battle because UND and Bison are big Deeks. So it could have gone either way.
Yep.
Just saying.
They really deked it out. Don't even get me started.
Yep.
Okay.
Alrighty.
But yeah, Deke's Pizza. Make sure to check them out.
Link below.
Okay, Johnny. Let's talk about our weekend because it's going to be a long weekend for us. Thursday. So if you guys go to Davies or in the Fargo Public Schools area, if you didn't know, we have an early out on Thursday. So we essentially get out 2 hours early, roughly, I believe.
I'm gone.
John's going to be gone. Friday, no school, and Monday, no school. So it's a long weekend. John, I'm going to start first.
Yep.
Because my weekend is probably not going to be as interesting or action-packed as yours. But I don't really have a ton of plans necessarily when it comes to...
Wait, you're not going on an Aloha vacation? You're not going to Hawaii?
I'm not going to go to Hawaii. I just thought about this. How are we going to do the broadcast? Completely forgot about that.
Folks.
Let's talk about that right now.
Yeah, so I'm leaving Wednesday.
How are we going
I can't believe I didn't think about that beforehand. It blanked out of my mind, folks, and I think we're just having a revelation as of now.
Let's figure this out after the podcast.
We'll figure it out after.
Yep,
me and Levi are going to talk this out afterwards. But yep, so Levi, tell me how your weekend's going to go besides Friday.
Thursday, Not a ton. Probably just gonna go to the practice. It's kind of a confusing weekend, to be honest. I feel like I have stuff to do, but I don't know what it is.
You know, when in doubt, Levi can go to Holiday and have a quick 1 hour stocking shift.
Yeah, I could quickly get an hour done. I'd say Thursday I have like physical therapy and practice, and that's really about it when it comes to that. Yeah, not exactly sure what I'm going to do that day. Friday, the game, obviously going to be there. Saturday, dude, I couldn't tell you. I mean, might go to the farm, might not for a day. But we'll talk about that later. Sunday, could be at the farm, might not be. I have no idea what's
it's a lot of unknowns, let's be honest.
Monday,
most of us just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Okay. And I just happened that my parents were asked to come back to our farm so we can help them out with harvest. So that's why we were leaving Wednesday after school. That's why I'd be gone Thursday and didn't even think about be gone Friday, Saturday, Sunday through Monday, where I believe we're coming back Monday. So like we're literally going to be, the whole weekend's going to be spent there, which is always fun because there's a lot of stuff to do at the farm. Rather be there than in town. Nice thing is, because I finally have a new laptop, that means that this one becomes now the one that I can take around everywhere, and I don't really care. So, and not in like a bad way. That means I'm going to trash on it, but it just means now that it's going to go to the farm. So that way I can still play games during like nighttime there, maybe load up some Destiny 2, because the new expansion's coming out on, tomorrow. I was like, yeah, it's already tomorrow. So exciting. But obviously me and Levi both might go to our farms this weekend, which is why I kind of wanted to, this is going to be kind of the main thing we're going to talk about is our farms. Being up here in the Midwest, it seems like almost every 1 in 3 people have a family farm. I would say it feels like, even when you're in Fargo. But kind of want to talk about a couple questions on that. So Levi, go ahead, take the floor.
So I'm just going to announce we have questions here, topics, and they're kind of bunched into sections. So we're going to talk about kind of like the family farm type of topic to start, and then we're going to get into some opinions and gaming stuff. To start, just kind of respective farmsteads is what John wanted to talk about here. And mainly just I'm thinking where a farm's located.
Yep.
That's kind of what you're thinking.
Farm's located, and kind of, how far away is it from El Fargo?
The family farm that we have is near Cavalier, North Dakota, kind of closer to Hamilton, about a little over 2 hours away from here, I'd say.
The Hamilton method.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a far drive, not terrible, obviously.
How long?
Roughly 2 to 2.5 hours, I'd say.
You do have a little bit worse than I do.
But yeah, we got my uncles are on that farm. Some cousins also work on it. And when it comes to like brands and stuff, I mean, a lot of case. Definitely a lot of case. Couple John Deere tractors though. We got a couple unique tractors in there. It's majority case when it comes to like, we got a couple quad tracks. All of the combines are case. So it's majority case IH.
International.
The main crops, a lot of corn. Yeah. To be honest, I couldn't tell you like the specifics, but I just know there's a lot of corn that they do. And
yeah, that's the thing.
There's not a lot of, I don't think they do much wheat or barley.
It's kind of hard to know exactly, but I have an idea. So like, for me, I'm about an hour and a half away. Eldridge, North Dakota. It's around there. It's a little bit past Jamestown, so it's off the interstate. So you just take I-94 all the way down, a little bit past Jamestown, and boom, kind of there you are.
Boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka. And just like Levi, we are red, so good thing me and Levi agree on one thing, that red is better.
Yeah.
again, all our combines. We have a couple quad tracks too as well. But we do also have, I believe, 2 John Deere tractors. And they're just smaller ones though. So I believe they're mostly used for like, again, I might be wrong, but I believe mostly for like just basic run around like payloader type tasks. Like I know we have a bucket on one of them, or I believe an attachment for it. So kind of use it for that. Main crops, we do canola. Or not canola. What am I thinking? Ugh.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Come on.
Corn and soybeans are
Yep.
the big ones.
Yep, that's kind of the common ones.
The weird one that I do know, just because my mom was talking about it, pinto beans this year. And the main reason is because so my uncle Tony, he is kind of the main one. Then obviously my grandma and grandpa still help out, and then we have our hired hand, and he very much believes, Tony, in cover cropping. So putting a crop that's rich in nitrogen, like pinto beans.
Yep.
So then that way next year when he puts something in like corn, it's gonna have a lot more nutrients to grow.
Yeah, people say it's always good to like
I think
change
he
it up.
actually did like a demonstration or something at NDSU for it. Like actually, like he kind of works with them, and I think he was in like an article over there too as well. But yeah, so Wagner Farm / Yukon Acres. Those are the two. Kind of farmsteads you could call it. It's all one, but obviously they're kind of separate legally.
Yeah.
Everything you have what actually happens in legal. Because like legally my grandpa is retired.
Yeah.
He still helps out though.
Yeah.
But you know, with the farm always comes like a memory that you just kind of stick in your mind that stays with you. I'd say my most fondest memories there is always riding in the combine, corn specifically.
Yeah. Corn for sure. Same thing for me.
It's just so fun to watch, just seeing them get.
If you guys don't understand what we're talking about, you guys have to go in a combine.
Oh,
It just goes.
it just like
it's
sinks
like
down.
you're swimming. You know what I mean?
If you guys can't make it into a combine, we'll talk more about this later, but you know, FS22 could also provide you some pretty realistic experience there.
Yeah. Or not realistic. We're going to talk about that though.
We will talk about that.
For me, memories wise, when it comes to like specifically farming, because there's other things like I'd say visiting like my grandma on the farm, or just talking to my relatives in general there is always fun because they have tons of stories. Oh my God, are they funny? But definitely being in the combine, specifically corn, actually talking with my Uncle Todd when he was rolling was kind of cool.
Rolling.
And it was kind of cool. I like seeing the day to day because like combining is always the most fun.
Yeah,
because they make the money off of the food or the stuff they
I've
harvest.
always enjoyed harvest more than anything else. Like I'm gonna be honest, I have been I think only like one time we happened to go while they were seeding.
Yeah.
So I was there when that happened. And I mean it's kind of like what you're doing. It's just you don't get to see like the corn getting chopped down, which is always just fun to watch. I mean, most of the best stuff is just kind of talking, like with my grandpa, just talking with him about things. That's kind of the best part, keeping each other company. But with like seeding, it's the same concept. You basically set your GPS and you just go. But
the most important part is just the conversation, because I mean, all you're doing is just whipping it around.
Yep.
And then you're just clicking your GPS on for the most part.
Yeah, and I think the last time me and my grandpa went for the seeding wasn't actually that long ago, and I think we were using the drill, which is the one I believe
Goes
the one
deeper.
that just goes deeper. It's direct, and pretty smooth experience. But you know, stuff always breaks down.
Yeah,
always.
We'll talk about it once we get FS22. That's definitely the big difference between real life and the game.
Yep.
Because there is like nothing that breaks down in FS22.
Yep. But
lots of issues.
Yeah, there's always some good memories, but kind of too as well. Have you ever thought about farm living or big city life? Have you ever thought about maybe choosing one or the other?
I was actually reading our past messages about working together on the farm, taking over potentially your farm, because I know you're like, there's not a lot of people that can help anymore. And obviously your grandpa's retired, getting up there in age. So it's not like he can help forever. So I happened to see the past messages where we were considering farming as our future.
Whoa. Me and Levi got that deep lore.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, though, would you want to be a helping hand or would you rather own the land?
I think it's best to have a good mixture, because like when it comes to I don't know how it is for your farm, but when it comes to my farm, certain people own certain pieces of land and they all kind of help each other.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you're helping hand, but you also own land at the same time. So I think that's kind of just the best way to go, because you own the land. It's always good to own land because there ain't going to be more of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And helping others out is going to want them to help you out, obviously. So it's always good to, it comes full circle.
It's like doing a contract.
It's a
FS22.
Yeah.
But the thing that I always had on my mind is like, why is there people that live in these small grain elevator towns? Because that's what they are. They all have like one central grain elevator, and then there's like 10, 20 houses around that area. Like, who lives there and why?
My thought is probably just their parents lived there, and it was probably a bigger town at some point, and then things got shut down, and people just didn't want to move away from home. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, maybe they don't like the big city life and they kind of want to just stay put. But I'm sure it gets pretty tough when you got to go and shop 30 minutes away or something like that. I mean, that doesn't sound fun to me.
Yeah, having a far drive every time you just want some groceries.
Imagine forgetting the ketchup and you have to drive all the way back.
Oh, not the ketchup.
Not the ketchup.
Not the ketchup, man.
Got to turn around. You know, that would be so bad to just not have the freedom of, because, you know, I've lived in the Fargo essentially my whole life that I can remember. And I can't even imagine not being able to go to a Dairy Queen that's just 5 minutes down the road.
DQ Castleton.
Yeah. But it's just tough when you're not in a big city because you don't have as many options.
Yeah,
but I'm accustomed to all the options, so it's tougher.
Levi needs the options.
Okay? I need the options. It's just necessary. Can't be living off of cold beans and potato chips. Just can't.
Can't be. You want to know what? I'm big into drones, and that got me thinking. Crop surveyors. They, like, I looked up. They get paid like $60K a year on average, and I'm just wondering, is it worth it? Like, is it like a job that's worth it for that money or nah? Because
is that like the starting salary?
Yeah, that's like the starting can go up to like 70. So there's not much room for growth. Yeah,
you want
there.
Room for growth.
But like, you have to think about it though. You just get to fly drones pretty much. Fly drones, take a couple samples on an ATV, because that's what I think it mostly is. And it's like, dang, that seems easy to be making that kind of money.
It does seem easy. It might get a little boring though. That's the one concern. Like, it might just be a boring job and you might not enjoy it, but I feel like if you're on an ATV, you'd have a lot of fun. But when it comes to drones, it might get a little bit repetitive and a little boring though.
No, drones are always fun. Every time I've put a drone up in the air, I've done something fun with it.
Destroy it. You know, I've had some instances with
just
the drone.
Punch it just right out the air.
Speaking of good stories though, like in memories, back in the day, you know, a few years ago, more like 5-6 years ago potentially.
Ooh, Unk moment.
My uncle, speaking of Unk, my uncle got a brand new drone for his birthday, I believe. No, this was on Christmas, for like a Christmas gift.
Huh.
And they were like test driving the drone in the wintertime, and all of a sudden the drone just disconnected and went whew, and we had to like look for it in the snowmobiles, and we were like driving around looking in the snowmobiles, and just for some reason we could not find this thing. And obviously it's snow and it was a white drone.
Oh yep, because all the DJI drones are white.
So they had to go, we were in going around in snowmobiles, which was fun, obviously. It wasn't my drown, so it was kind of fun.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, my uncle just went just way off in the distance for no reason, and he just magically found it somehow, way in the distance. But it was fun because it's also ties back into like snowmobiling and stuff, which is so fun to do. And we don't have a snowmobile anymore, so it's like we have to go there to ride the snowmobiles or ice fishing for snowmobiles. And
yep.
It's always a rare occasion to be able to go on a snowmobile, and that's something super fun to me. And it was a very joyous occasion.
Joyous occasion.
After that yap sesh.
No, because I'm starting to wonder if it was a DJI drone though, considering it was
very fancy looking.
It probably was then, but they've definitely gotten better. Like the range on those things is very, very far. Yeah. Like on the new ones, like you could go miles and you would still be fine and still have a connection somehow.
Probably was, yeah.
But big thing I have to ask here is kind of for you. Do you think you need a college education to farm?
I'd say college education would probably give you more knowledge, more experience for it, and you're probably a little more prepared for like certain issues that arise. But when it comes to like technically, no. I mean, if you grow up living on a farm, you farm at a young age, you don't have time to get a college degree. And I just don't think there's no way it's necessary.
I will say my grandpa does have a degree from NDSU.
Wow. It's actually a surprise.
My Uncle Tony, who now is the main farmer, also has a degree. I don't believe from NDSU, but from NDSCS, I believe. It was a trade school, I know for sure, but it was like, so yeah, they both have degrees. And I think it just helps with the business aspect too, knowing when to sell, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think like obviously it doesn't take like a rocket scientist to drive in a line and then turn around and drive in another line, but things like when things break down, need to have knowledge on that, when to sell, why you want to sell, then how much you want to sell, how much you want to keep, kind of that business aspect, I think is where it really comes in, managing your money.
When we were having this conversation about, doing this farm thing, I was going to be the guy that handles the money stuff because I was very interested in like financial, just stuff in general. That's kind of where I was thinking I was going at the time. So it's like, you know what, it kind of adds up, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist, like you said, to drive a combine or a tractor. It's the thing I just wouldn't be as skilled in as repairing and fixing stuff. It just, I'd be more the money guy.
I'd force him to. Yep, I'd force him.
Yep. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I know my grandpa never had, I don't even know if he finished high school. Probably did, but he absolutely did not go to college. I know that for a fact. But I don't think he finished high school. I don't even know if he went into high school, if I remember. It's something like that. But John, what are the pros and cons for farming? In your personal, professional opinion.
Professional, yep.
Exactly.
Professional.
It's perfect.
I would have to say some pros would definitely have to be like, you're your own boss. Yep. It's kind of that classic entrepreneur argument where it's like, you get to choose your hours, you get to choose when and where you want to work. But obviously the cons right around that is you run yourself dry. You wake up in the morning and start going all the way till freaking midnight because you just don't stop and you need to get stuff done. So, stuff can get long and tedious. Stuff always breaking down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nonstop. I think my mom has been like, she drops like almost in, it seems like all the time that something new is broken now. And it's like, yeah, it's hard to keep stuff running. And it's kind of funny when I'd say like another con is these newer stuff getting harder and harder to work on. So you need to have people come out to try to fix your things now because they don't want you to fix it. And it just leads to a whole lot. But that, I feel like those are the main cons. Don't want to be too negative here, but then like pros, winter, like downtime is always fun. I think
my uncles are always traveling. They have a house in Florida.
Yep. Not because during the winter season, I mean, nothing you can do. It's the one time. It's kind of like, I'd put it as almost like their
Teaching.
summer break.
I think it's like teaching reversed, though. I think
But
you get a winter break.
It's not all a break, though. Like for
Yeah.
us, that's when finally they start doing like renovations finally. Like finally getting like stuff done, and like because we have our new shop, that's when they start getting more stuff done on the inside, because they're still not finished fully with furnishing the inside of our shop yet, in like the little living quarters area.
Yeah.
Obviously the main shop, all the stuff, I mean, it's just one big open room of tools, and
Not done yet. Not done yet.
and then, too, as well, fixing things that they've been putting off to fix during the season. So like things like making sure all the maintenance is up. So then hopefully stuff will break down less.
Yeah.
But
It's always going to break down, just less.
yeah, exactly. So it, again, and then I mean, it just all gets done, but then there's definitely plenty of time to go like snowmobiling. Like I think my uncle went snowmobiling like up in Montana for like a weekend, like with the really like the really long back ones.
Yeah, he had a mountain sled.
For the mountains. So again, there's always, that's like the fun time. He's still doing work, but it's not as like heavy where it has to be like constantly. Like when harvest season is, you don't have a break.
Yeah.
So it's like perfect that it happens right after that.
Yeah, I'd say it's very similar to teaching in a way. Teaching, obviously you can't choose your own schedule. However, you do have like that longer break where you're not really doing a ton, and people typically will get a second job for that time frame, but you just have a extended period of time where you're not doing a ton.
Well, see, when you're as
helps a lot.
big business as we are, the farm is the job. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no need for a second job.
Yeah.
But a big thing that I always think comes down, need to have some sort of crop insurance. I don't know how many times I've heard it where it's like, it's not like, obviously you still got to harvest your crops and get as much as you can, but it helps save a lot of money in the long run from lost crops.
Yeah, and speaking of crop insurance, of course, we have to shout out our sponsor, DJ Colter Agencies. He focuses on 5 main points of insurance: home, auto, business, life, and what we're going to focus on is farm, like we have been. So make sure you get some strong crop insurance and be extra careful, because, if you don't have your crops insured, you could lose a lot of money. And that, crop is your gain. That's how you make a lot of money. So you got to be careful with that.
So keep yourself protected this harvest season. Go to the link down below and talk to Mr. Colter.
Yeah, of course, he's going to give you high quality care without any stress.
But without any stress, let's move right on into gaming. And by gaming, I mean Farming Simulator.
Oh, yes. Don't even get me started with
Oh, boy.
I have had so many issues with this game when it comes to the technical side. Playing the game is fun.
Yep.
Don't even get me started. However, my computer, for some reason, has issues with Farming Simulator 22. I cannot get a game, when I have mods on, I can't get a game to save. We just won't save. I would say another issue is when I contact Giant Software, they don't get back to me.
Well, you
That's
do have to
another
think,
concern.
I think Giant Software is actually like, out of all things, based in like Switzerland or something. It's like that they're European, so
It's very frustrating to try to work with them, because I've had so many issues with this game. It's not even funny. I mean, John has had 0 issues, and you look at my screen and it's just like black. Like everything is super dark in the game, or I have issues with mods not like loading. They're just invisible. There's invisible vehicle driving.
Yep.
It's super frustrating. Games won't save, or they just disappear, and I have to go in the log files, get rid of certain things, and there's new issues. I don't know why. I'm hoping FS25 has 0 issues, because, oh my God, am I just craving for a smooth experience?
But Levi never gets that. Okay. Never.
Not for that game for some reason. Every other game's totally fine.
Yeah, no, I feel bad for you, honestly. Like, I genuinely feel bad for you, because it's like, it's always
the only time I can play is if you want to play. That's literally like how bad it is. There's just, because nothing saves.
Yeah. And just, it's stupid. Like, because I have no problems. I get to live life to the fullest. I get to play Farming Simulator and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Go in. I mean, one problem I guess I probably would say is micro stutters nonstop. Like I think it's just because once you load everything in, so much better. But oh my lord, getting into the world for the first time, I think definitely, if it wasn't for console's horrible mod support, console's definitely the way to go for Farming Simulator because it just works and it's just a good experience. Where it's like PC, it's so.
Yeah. Farming Simulator, if without the bugs, I would say it is a pretty good game. I really enjoy it. Like I said, I really can't play unless John wants to play, and even when it comes to that, sometimes it's even hard for me to load in. You have to delete something.
I know.
It's just frustrating when it comes to that stuff, but I would say Farming Simulator is a fairly accurate game. It's definitely the most accurate farming game there is out there because it's pretty much the only farming game that's like notable.
That's notable.
And I would say Farming Simulator is very accurate. There's obviously the one concern, which is repairs. In my response to that argument would be when it comes to Madden, like a football game or a basketball game, more so Madden, there's not as many flags. The injuries aren't as often as they are in real life because you want the fun experience of a video game. You know what I mean? You don't necessarily, some people don't want that real life experience.
Yeah, exactly. But I will say, if there's one thing that I would want Farming Simulator to have so badly, is a little bit more realistic breakdown. That would be awesome. And that's kind of the one thing where it kind of fails to be the best at accuracy, but it's pretty good.
It would be funny to just see like a wheel just fall off your tractor. Your old like 1960 tractor.
FS27.
Yeah. But that would be amazing. Or maybe there could just be like a mod. So like people, if they want to experience that realism, then they can download the mod. That's my thought. I mean, but when it comes to FBS, FS mobile games, what are your thoughts on that, John?
It's kind of cool because I would probably say is, again, one of the higher like quality looking that you can get on like a phone, but I still don't think it's great, especially because it kind of runs like crap unless you have like the most powerful mobile device there is. Oh boy. Yeah, got a wiggling. But I played I think it was 21 mobile. I like one of the newer ones, and yeah, it looks really good. I will say they jumped up like crazy. It went from 18, which still looked like a very old, to 21, which went crazy with the graphics, like out of nowhere. But it's not the best. I'd rather just honestly just play Farming Simulator on a computer.
Yeah. I'd say I like the mobile game. I just don't really care to spend the money on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't really see a point to do that. However, you know what? I will say that there is a different farming game out there that is getting close to being better than the Farming Simulator series, and that's American Farming. I'm not paid sponsor at all, but I actually really enjoy seeing what the game looks like. I think it's really realistic. And it's made by like these group of YouTubers that are like the Squad, very, very popular farming YouTubers. And I think the detail is a lot more impressive.
Yep.
And it's just more realistic on like that side, but the graphics just aren't quite there yet. And they don't have all the brands. Like they have Case, which is the main one, but they don't have John Deere.
Oh, so that was like another thing.
Certain things like that.
Farming Simulator didn't used to have John Deere, and then that was a big one that came with. Again, it just they just have to basically talk with these brands and be like, hey, it'd be a good idea if you partnered with us. And I just think since Farming Simulator is bigger, it just makes more sense for these companies to do it.
Yeah. So, John, you know what Farming Simulator does not have? Hanging Christmas lights. Whoa.
Huh.
And that's why I would give the call to Finley on the Roof.
He provides custom light install for a fair price, no matter the size, big or small. Call down below in the description. to get your customized quote today.
So FS22, if you guys want to contact Finley on the Roof for a potential branding opportunity, you know what? When it comes to Christmas time in the game, maybe you gotta get some lights on those buildings. Very important.
Oh, for sure.
Gotta be decorated, of course. And Finley on the Roof has a lot of fun custom lights, and it very, very important to be festive and holly jolly during the Christmas season.
So holly and jolly.
Well, Johnny, I think it's time we talk about our segments.
Whoa.
Yeah, it is time.
All right, folks.
I'll start. Once again, doing Today in History. Haven't done AA song in a while, but we're going to do Today in History here. Only of two. October 8th, 1871. We're going pretty far back. You know, not as far back as I have in the past. Great Chicago Fire occurred.
Whoa.
Essentially, the flame sparked in a Chicago barn of Patrick and Catherine O'Leary, igniting a 2-day blaze that killed between 200 and 300 people, destroyed 17,450 buildings, leaving 100,000 people homeless, and caused an estimated $200 million in 1871 dollars, roughly $4 billion in 2021 dollars. So it's probably even more now.
Dang.
In damages, which is crazy to even think about how much that actually like affected people, even if it was just like a little fire. Just spread like crazy.
Jeez.
And then October 8th, 1945, positive side, of course.
Oh,
the first
positive
patent filled for the microwave.
What?
Whoa. You know, microwave, we're going to have to, live off of microwavable meals when we go to college because it's cheaper.
Nothing but microwave meals, let me tell you.
But microwaves are so underrated. You know, people complain because it doesn't taste as good after you microwave it. But you know what? If you just want to quick heat something up, man, a microwave is so much faster than an oven.
Yeah, 100%.
But shower thought of the week: stomping is uppercase walking, and dancing is cursive walking. Set up.
Oh my lord.
I said it. Johnny.
Food, chili mac.
Whoa.
A little mix of mac and chili. And, it's warm, delicious, and yummy.
Wow.
But
a delightful treat.
You want to know what's a delightful treat? This quote of the week.
Whoa, what a transition.
Champions keep playing until they get it right. Billie Jean King.
Better listen
Hell
to
yeah.
Billy. Whoa.
That's exactly what I want on my football team.
Exactly. All right. Let's get hype. Well, sorry for that loud noise there. Hopefully you guys aren't listening to the old AirPods there.
But, folks, that has been the end of this great episode. Remember to like and subscribe if you reach this far. But most importantly, keep her between the ditches. And as always, see you in the next one.
See you later, guys.